Good evening, I'm Montana Sosha, and I'm going to be discussing the roles and responsibilities as a reading specialist and literacy specialist. The first question is, how do you see your role within the school, the leadership team, and among the staff? I work with a lot of great reading and literacy specialists, and they are absolutely phenomenal at helping our kids. They do a lot of testing, and they collect a lot of data to make sure and to see where the kids are. And immediately, if they see that kids are struggling or they are not on grade level, they are pulling them and working with them 5 days a week. So I know I am there as a helper to not only the kids but to the teachers as well, because I know how much of a struggle it can be when you have a lot of kids that are not on grade level and they are not understanding what you are possibly teaching. The second question is, what historical literacy changes have affected the role of the reading and literacy specialist? I actually had this discussion with one of our specialists the other day. We talked about how different it is now when they pull kids out, because he said back in the day he would focus on reading and comprehension questions, but unfortunately in this day and age, a lot of the students have problems with decoding simple words, vowel teams, diphthongs. They're not on grade level, so that is really what they are working on. And even writing a couple of sentences. Writing seems to be a big struggle with students as well in forming their letters. So that is what they are mainly doing, and that is a big difference from what he said used to happen even like 10 years ago. The third question is, how will you apply your theoretical and evidence-based foundational knowledge in your role as a literacy reading specialist to support educators in developing literacy instruction? With my knowledge, I can help them build upon the skills and in the correct order of what skills need to be taught. There are plenty of strategies that I am going to be looking forward to learning and that I can use and let the teachers know so that they can give proper instruction and provide the best instruction to their students. I actually had a reading specialist in my classroom a lot last year, and I invited her in to watch me teach because I was a first-year teacher, and she was phenomenal. And she would step in and give me little tips and tricks, and even sometimes take over the class to show the proper way that it should be taught. Not that my way was terrible or anything like that, but she's been doing this a lot longer, so the foundational knowledge that she had really helped, and I could see that it helped my students learn a lot better as well. The fourth question is, how will you support the literacy vision of your school and district? I definitely, in schools know too, literacy and reading are very, very important, and they are everywhere that you look. In another topic, we actually discussed that literacy and reading are everywhere that you look, even in math. Last year in first grade, they were doing word problems. If students are having trouble reading or even writing, decoding words, they are not going to be able to do the math by themselves independently. So it's very important that they know that literacy and reading is of the utmost importance and that they need to get the help immediately if they are struggling with this, because you do not want them to fall behind. The fifth question is, how will you collaborate with teachers to securely, equitably, and effectively utilize data to support student learning and literacy programming in your school? We test every fall, winter, and spring, and these tests show where the students are falling either in the red, yellow, green, or blue, and with the data, it can tell us what kids need a little extra support and what kids need immediate support, and to make sure that they are getting the support that they need so they are not falling behind and struggling in class. And the last question is, how will you, as the reading literacy specialist, make ethical decisions that promote the common good for students, families, and colleagues that are consistent with the Christian worldview? I truly believe everybody is able to learn, and one of my favorite quotes is that we all blossom, we all grow at different rates. And even though students may be struggling for months, even a couple years, it does not mean that it's never going to come. Sometimes it comes months later, sometimes it comes years later. It really just depends on the person and their brain. But making sure that they are getting the support that they need and the instruction that they deserve is very, very important. And also communicating with the parents about what they can do at home in order to help their students or child grow as well.